Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. So in today's video I'll be doing a technical analysis on some pairs like I always do. So I'll kick off with GBPJPY. As you can see, the overall direction of the market is to the upside. So I'm on the monthly time frame. So price was moving to the upside, creating higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. See, the overall direction of the market is clearly to the upside. So but on the weekly time frame, so price was respecting this trend line back to the upside. So now we already know that the direction of the market is to the upside. So now there was a level here. So as price was heading higher, so there was a major key level somewhere around here. So this black line represents this major key level. So as price was heading higher, as you can see, so price already broken this level, and also price already broken a counter trend line. So there was a counter trend line somewhere around here that price broke. So price already broke this counter trend line and also broke the major level. So price have broken this major level. So this black line was a major level and also this counter trend line. So if I draw the counter trend line this way, so price was still like broken in somewhere around here. So price have cleared this black line, which is the major level and also a counter trend line. So on a normal day I should just be waiting for a retest of this major level before I can start looking for buying opportunity. So the trade should looks like this. So this was the major level, right? So after price broke it, I should just be waiting for a retest of it. Then I should start looking for a buying opportunity back to the upside. But looking at it, there was a major key level. So there was another major level that was very close to it, as you can see, based on how price got ejected from here and also from this level. So this blue zone was also a major level here. So now for price to continue heading higher, so we know that the direction of the market is to the upside. So price was heading higher and also price already cleared a counter trend line and also this major level, this black line, which was also a major level. So price already cleared. So I should just be waiting for a retest of this level before we need to start looking for buying opportunity on this trade. But since there was another major key level here, which is very close to this key level, so that's why. So for me to get into this trade, I will have to wait for price to clear this blue zone, which is a major level too. So I'll be waiting for price to clear this blue zone before I start looking for buying opportunity on GBPJPY. So since the direction of the market is to the upside, so what I will be waiting for now is I'll be waiting for price to continue heading higher and then broke this blue zone. So after price broke this level and then came back down to retest, so that's when I'll be looking for buying opportunity on GBPJPY. So it's very simple. So after price already broken a counter trend line, also we have already broken a major level, this black line. So what I'm just going to wait for is for price to broke this next major level. So after price broke this key level, so then I'll be looking for buying opportunity after we have a break and also a retest of this key level back to the upside. So that's when I'll be looking for buying opportunity on GBPJPY. So the next pair is CADJPY. So let's look into it. So the next pair is CADJPY. So looking at it on the monthly time frame, the overall direction of the market is clearly to the upside. So price was heading higher and also respecting this major trend line back to the upside. So the direction of the market still remain bullish. So now let's go to the weekly time frame to see clearly. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, price was still heading higher and then price have broken a counter trend line somewhere around here too. So this was a counter trend that the price was respecting back to the downside on the weekly time frame. So but price have already broken it if you draw it this way, and also we will still draw it this way. So price have still broken the counter trend line regardless of how we draw it. So price have broken the counter trend line and also a key level. So price have broken this counter trend and also this major key level somewhere around here. So price have already broken it, and if you look at this clearly, this seems like a chart pattern. So this was a double bottom here. So let's go to the daily time frame and see it clearly. Okay, very good. So this was a double bottom here and this was the neckline of it. So price have already broken a counter trend line and also a major level. So what I'm waiting for on CADJPY2 is very simple. I'm just waiting for price to retest this key level and also this trend line for me to start looking for buying opportunity back to the upside. So what I'm waiting for on CADJPY is very simple, right? So I'm just waiting for price. So after price broke this counter trend line and also broke this key level, so what I'm just waiting for is for price to continue heading higher since the direction of the market is to the upside, and also price form a double bottom somewhere around here. So I'm just expecting price to continue higher But before that, I've waited for price to retest this key level and also this trend line for price to continue heading higher from here. So like I said, I'll just be waiting for price to retest this key level for a continuation move back to the upside. So the next, so if price, so like I say on CADJPY now, if price finds support from here, if price retest this key level, so I'll be looking for buying opportunity back into this key level. So this is going to be like my first take profit level, but I'll be targeting this blue zone for my overall target. So I'm going to be targeting this blue zone, but for now, so I'm just going to be waiting for a retest of this key level. So the market have already broken the inner trend line, so regardless of how we draw it, so if we draw it this way, the market have already broken it, and also if you draw it this way, so the market have already broken it. So this shows like this shows a bullish momentum. So this shows like a bullish reaction at this key level, and also at this counter trend line here. So price already clear this zone, so I will just be looking for buying opportunity after we have a retest of this key level. So after price came back down to retest this level, then I'll be looking for buying opportunity on CADJPY. So the next pair I'll be touching is, so for now, CADJPY and GBPJPY, they are looking absolutely bullish. So like I said, on GBPJPY, I'm bullish on this trade, but I'm just waiting for, so in normal day, if this key level does not exist, like I said the other time, then I will just be waiting for price to retest this major level too. So this black line was a major level, so I'm just waiting for price to retest it, for price to continue heading higher. But since we have another major key level very close to it, so since we have another blue zone here very close to this major level, so I'm just waiting for price to continue heading higher, broke this major level. So after price broke it to the upside, came back down to retest, and then we should have a continuation move to the upside. So that's just what I'm waiting for on CADJPY. So the next pair I have on my list is gold. So the next pair I'll be talking about today is gold, XAUUSD. So the overall direction of the market is to the upside. So if we go to the weekly time frame, so the direction of the market still remain bullish. So the market was clearly trending to the upside, as you guys can see. So there was a inner and outer trend line somewhere around there. So this trend line was a inner trend line, and there was a outer trend line somewhere around here. So this was the outer trend line here. Okay, so this was the inner and the outer trend line, but we are not going to be using the inner trend line for now, since price was still very far away from it. So we are going to be using the inner trend line for now. So what we are going to be doing on gold is very simple. So we have a major key level here that I'm expecting price to go to. So we have a major level here based on how price got rejected from here, and also based on how price finds support here, and also the rejection at this key level. So I'm expecting price to continue moving back to the downside to come and touch this major key level before price continue heading higher, and also this trend line, and this also align with the Fibonacci level. So this align very nicely with a Fibonacci level. So this is just what I'm waiting for on gold. So I'm expecting price to continue heading back to the downside. So I'm expecting price to continue heading higher from here. I'm expecting price to continue heading lower from here. So if price continue heading lower, then I'll be waiting for price to come into this trend line here to come and touch it for the third touch, and also for price to come into this key level to come and touch it, this support level, and also inside this Fibonacci zone for me to start looking for buying opportunity. So on gold, I'm still very bullish on gold. So I'll be expecting price to continue heading back to the downside, back into this major level, and also this trend line area and the Fibonacci zone for me to start looking for buying opportunity on gold. And then my take profit is going to be around 3,000 per ham. So as you can see, this also aligns with this Fibonacci level. So this Fibonacci extension level is almost the same with this key level, this 5,000 per ham level. So I'm just going to wait for price to continue, for price to continue heading lower from here. So if price go into this zone, then I'll be looking for buying opportunity back into this key level again, back into this black line around 3,000 per ham. So that's where I'm expecting price to go to. So for now, I'll just be waiting for price to continue heading lower before I start looking for, so for price to continue heading lower back into this trend and also this key level before I could start looking for buying opportunity on gold. So that's just my take on gold. So the next pair I'll be looking at is XPS 500. So I'll be looking at, so let's talk about S&P 500. So on S&P 500, the direction of the market is clearly to the upside. So if you go to the weekly time frame, the market is trending to the upside pretty nicely. So this was now the market have rallied back to the upside. So in like one of my videos, I said, so when the last time I talked about XPS 500, so I said the market, by the time the market was like trading somewhere around there, and I said if price continue moving back to the downside to come and touch this trend line again, also this key level in line with this Fibonacci zone, so I'll be looking for buying opportunity for the market to continue heading back to the upside. So now the market are definitely rallied back to the upside. So for now, what I'm waiting for on XPS 500 is very simple. So the market is now moving to the upside. So this was the next major level, and price was still approaching the level. So what I'll be waiting for on XPS 500 is very simple. I'll just be waiting for price to continue heading back to the upside. So as price was heading higher, so I'll be expecting price to continue heading higher and to break this major level. So I'm waiting for price to clear this major level back to the upside. So if you have a clear break of this level, then a retest. So I'll be looking for buying opportunity back into this black line. So this was the Fibonacci extension level. This was the minus 27 extension level, the Fibonacci level. So I'll be expecting price to go into that zone before we have a major retracement. So before price retrace back to the downside, so I'll be expecting price to continue heading higher back into this major level. So I'll just be waiting for price to clear this major key level. So for price to continue heading higher. So if price could continue moving back to the upside from here, then I'll be waiting for a retest of this key level. So after we have a retest of this key level, then I'll be looking for buying opportunity after price retest this level. So everything was clearly pointing to the upside. We are already clear like a minor key level somewhere around there too. So the markets will definitely got into this blue zone. So there was a high chance of price got into this level. So if price goes into this level, then I'll be waiting for, like I said, after price got into this level, we have a break of it and then a retest of it. So I'll be looking for buying opportunity back to the upside, back into this next major level on XPS 500. So that's just how I'm looking at XPS 500 at the moment. So I'm just expecting price to clear this major level before I start looking for buying opportunity. So to round this up, like I said, on gold, I'm looking for buying opportunity. So I'm just waiting for a retracement move on gold for me to start looking for buying opportunity. So I'll just be waiting for price to continue heading back down to come into this major level, and also the trend line here at one touch this inner trend line, as you can see. So this was the first touch, this was the second touch. So I'm waiting for price to come back down to come and touch it for the third time, and also touch this major level and the Fibonacci zone before I could start looking for buying opportunity on gold. And like I said, on CADJPY and also on JPY, I'll be looking for buying opportunity. But on CADJPY, so like I said, I'll just be waiting for price to continue back to the downside, retest this major level, and also retest the trend line before I start looking for buying opportunity back to the upside. And also JPY, I'll be waiting for price to clear this major level back to the upside, a retest of it before I will start looking for buying opportunity. So that's it for today's video. So if you guys find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. So I will catch you guys in my next video.